Hey guys, and today we are reacting to behind the scenes. Yeah, it's the Colossal Chase, which is a movie that came out on July 24, 2024. Anyways, let's get right to it.
Today, for the first time ever, we'll take an exclusive look behind the scenes of Colossal Chase, the latest production by Crash Frontier, and give you a glimpse into the dream machine that has captivated audiences worldwide. We'll reveal the secrets behind a variety of stunts, uncover the unnerving working conditions on set, and meet the man who creates those neck-breaking films. From here on, I'll hand it over to today's interviewer, Katie, and, of course, Crash Frontier.
Hey guys, I'm Katie, and I am here with Leo.
Yes.
Oh, hello!
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my films.
No worries, I got you.
So, what are we going to dive into today? Do you want to give us an overview?
Absolutely, and I'm really excited to share some secrets about how Colossal Chase and my films in general are made.
Colossal Chase!
Me to send them out into the world from Australia.
Yes, my favorite city in Australia is Sydney and Melbourne.
And of course,
yep, Melbourne. That's what I said. Oh my God, we got
we'll have something for everyone. Whether you just love watching movies or behind the scenes.
Yep, I love watching movies and behind the scenes.
But before we go behind the scenes, let's quickly recap the story. In Colossal Chase, a massive ship is being hauled up an Italian mountain to be displayed as a monument.
Yep.
But an international terror group called Apocal is as it undermines their credibility. So they fire a missile, causing the trailer to detach from the towing vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, this taxi driver and his passenger tried to overtake the ship convoy just seconds earlier, but were waved.
Turn back!
So the police now think they planted a bomb.
Don't think they planted a bomb.
Massive chase with the taxi trying to escape the out-of-control ship and the police. We've got highway scenes, bridge scenes, tunnel scenes, and even city scenes.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. So this has obviously been a very long time coming, but
yeah, DAW means yes, it's a Russian language.
Because I don't think most people look at a physics simulator and
think,
"Yee, let's create chaos and shoot a movie."
Yep.
Well, it's organized chaos, right? It's all
we're really rich.
It happens randomly, and that's the tricky part here.
117 AI vehicles involved.
Story and sharing it with so many people, and often, like in Colossal Chase, the inspiration actually came from a mod. In this case, the ship.
Oh,
and
Fun
I didn't have to build
Physics.
that. It was actually made by a very talented modder called Fun Physics. Big shout
Oh
out to
wow!
this guy.
Shout out to him.
When I saw that it came with an optional trailer,
April
I
2024.
immediately knew I had something story-worthy.
Through Lockyard. Oh, the Volvo's truck. Oh, it's dragging the Volvo truck with a logging truck.
So, a lot of people are obviously asking, how on earth does he set up these scenes? Because in the end, you're dealing with a physics simulator, right?
Physics, yeah.
So everything kind of has to follow the laws of physics.
Technically, yes, but you can manipulate physics quite a bit in BeamNG.
I mean, very
interesting. So the magic really is in the physics.
Jump onto the highway.
Really unique.
How so?
Well, for example, vehicles.
Right?
Nodes and beams, each with unique weights and strengths.
Yep.
So when vehicles crash, parts break and fall off. So I don't have to handle that part; it's taken care of automatically.
So the main challenge then is coming up with ideas.
First test footage, April 2024.
Michael Bay just had a creative exorcism. Well, that means there must have been at least one scene that drove you absolutely crazy.
The most difficult scene was definitely
Most difficult scene.
Really? How so?
because I had to use 28
buses?
jet engines.
What?
All hooked to the ship to give it the kinetic thrust it needed to be pulled up.
What?
Wait, what?
I know, it's ridiculous.
How come we don't see these buses in the film then?
Well, everything you need during the 3D recording of a scene can be hidden in replay, and that's where I choose my camera angles and such. So, the sneaky filmmaker I am, I hit those buses in replay. A simple but effective solution, but it took me 26 takes to get this right, which is why it wins the award for the most annoying scene I've ever
Most annoying scene?
Oh, great. We'll have to shoot again.
Now, a lot of your work also consists of visual effects and CGI compositing.
Green
But the
screen.
game obviously has never been designed with that in mind. So how does that work? Do you use green screens?
Yeah, I use this tool called Reshade. It's pretty much a post-processing framework that's applied over BeamNG to add green screens in-game.
Green screen. I love green
Smoke and
screen.
shockwaves. I mostly use
EmberGen
which is a
work
separate software,
mode.
and there are tons of steps needed to get even the smallest details right. But I'll go more into that later when we talk about visual
Located.
effects and compositing.
Okay, got a
Okay,
camera.
let's better not spoil too much then.
Oh
We
my
should probably talk about
gosh.
these intense highway scenes first anyway. So, how did you make sure the ship always stayed on the right path?
That's a really good question.
Because it's on a
Bruh,
freaking
how
trailer,
you
so you can't
use
steer
this
it.
ship
And then you got so many
stay
cars around
still
it as
on
well.
a freaking trailer
That was a big problem.
onto the highway?
With so many cars, like you said, each with its own route, the ship really had to roll the same way every single time. I feel like it's the easiest way to simply show you guys.
3, 2, 1.
Action!
Oh, use friction. Zero friction wall. Yep, it's a Hammer Lane special truck with the shit. Oh, we got a BMW taxi.
The ship has actually been sliding off a ramp in each take, and that ramp had to be repositioned for every section of the movie. And as you can see,
Oh, you can see the cars
slides along this pretty
flipping.
unusual wall, and that's a zero friction wall. So it has no friction whatsoever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
here's the cool thing. You can actually remove that zero friction wall in replay. This means that during the recording it serves its purpose of sliding the ship along smoothly, but in replay you can take it out, and that's exactly what I did, which is why it appears as though the ship is randomly rolling down the highway.
So it's kind of like with the buses from earlier then.
Yep, you hide what you don't need to replay. And I've applied this system in many of my films. I think the first time I used it was for Runaway Hell.
Oh,
and,
Runaway Hell.
Back then I was looking for something that would let the train slide phenomenally across the highway. And during the shooting process of that scene, there were these zero friction walls and the ground plate. And if you look closely, you can actually see that the car hovers slightly above the ground in a weird way. And that's because it was actually standing on the zero friction plate.
Now,
Oh, you can see the
obviously,
BeamNG
a train
truck
like
there.
that or the ship are a big part of such a scene, but
Oh.
the cars. The way I understand it is
Script
to
AI route
free
controller.
drive the route of every car one by one, right?
Yeah, and that's
By one.
the challenge. Just
Oh,
like
my screen has problems
drivers need
because
to follow an exact
I
route,
kept
keep a consistent
rotating
speed
and
during action
rotating.
scenes, so that every
But that's alright. I can rotate whatever I want.
And funnily enough, it's not that different in BeamNG.
We got it's an SUV and we got a minivan and a Chevy.
And then when you hit play, all the cars follow the predetermined
Oh yeah!
which means if the computer gets overloaded, some
Manual.
don't follow the route as accurately anymore. It's kind of like having some stunt drivers on set for a truck.
It's almost like you have stunt cars, but no stuntmen, so you have to drive them all by yourself.
What? Eternity later.
So
Okay.
besides the absolute delight of having to pre-drive each car's route for every scene, the more cars you have in a scene, the more difficult it would have to get for the computer to simulate all of them at once.
Well, like I said, it's a real-time simulator, but it also lets you record at a much slower speed than real-time. For example, simulating at half real-time speed essentially gives you twice the compute time, which works like a performance boost for your computer. So the more cars I have in one scene, the slower I set the simulation speed.
It crushed too many.
Let's now talk about the three most complex scenes in
Three
Colossal
complex
Chase. Let's start with the overpass bridge scene where the ship literally crashes through, splitting the bridge in half. Now, that probably didn't work right from the start, I imagine.
No, it definitely didn't. Well,
Okay, so yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot to end. There we go.
shooting that scene, I noticed that the bridge,
That's
guess
cool.
what, was not designed for a ship to crash through.
Well, not
Break
designed.
into two parts, yes, but there seemed to be an invisible string keeping these two. Like the bridge, for example.
And on that note, let's talk about that tunnel scene, please, because that was on another level.
The highway being tucked between those two hills.
Well, see, that's what I mean. It's those little things that none of us thinks of when
Well, I
watching.
just
The
skipped the
entire
part.
tunnel sequence was pretty much 3 different stages.
But I wanted to see the pigeon. Because pigeon is one of my...
Wait, look who's here.
Oh, yeah.
The pigeon, indestructible daredevil, lovable misfit, and undoubtedly luckiest bird on wheels.
Thank you so much for that intro, that was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Best intro I've ever heard, by the way.
Ah.
So yeah, this character has been in most of my films.
Yeah, I know.
Impact, even
Total
with his own
Impact.
about his lucky streaks, and surprise, surprise, I voiced him in every single one of my films.
Ooh,
Train to Hell.
first voice reveal.
Indeed.
I love this guy.
Scene 14, take 6. And action!
So for the actual explosion scene, the missile
wait,
launcher was
I
about
forgot.
40. Built that one and then reshoot from there, pretty much.
Citroen!
Damn, that's a good shot.
Damn,
Can't
bro.
remember seeing that one in the film. Just saying.
Well, you know, it's always tough to find.
Oh,
the right
yeah.
And I admit, I reopened the 3D file to shoot some extra shots for you guys. Fun fact, actually, ever since that last fall onto the building, it was all done with.
I'm going to create a new channel.
I only needed one take for that final section.
Probably the only shot where that
I
ever
only
happened.
use. Oh my!
That's
The
true.
ship is not.
Before we say it's a wrap, let's talk visual effects.
Let's go.
Well, where should we even begin? Or better yet, where do you begin?
Well, it all starts with setting up the continuity. So all the cars have to be repositioned and damaged so it looks like the ship
Bro!
has literally smashed through the area. Well, it's completely new.
Bro, why are you dropping?
Scene, the sheriff will be hit by a missile that he himself ordered to be fired at the ship.
Major plot twist there.
So for the actual explosion scene, the missile launcher was about 40 meters away from the car, and I used a variety of different exports: green screen, blue screen, a version with light effects for the explosion created.
Oh, yeah.
And the other cars near the sheriff got some kinetic help too, from propane tanks scattered
Propane
around the area.
tanks?
And action.
Ah, so they're your sneaky little helpers.
Correct. And then comes the actual explosion creation in Embergen. Now, all I can say is it does take time to learn it, but it's a fantastic software and the best out there for anything explosion, fire, or smoke related. And once I have the perfect explosion, which can take a couple of
Exporting.
hours, I export it and layer it over or under the BeamNG footage. And that's where green screen, masking, and all of that comes in. And it's never easy, but in the end, all of this is self-taught, out of passion. You know, I never took a course
This
in
is so
VFX.
talent.
Sure, but still, it's quite fascinating to see the actual
Fascinating.
of it all.
Yeah, well, there have been quite a few green screen moments.
There's definitely more green screen than I thought there was.
Yeah.
Also, in such unexpected moments, maybe not this one, but
Haha, tricked.
yeah.
But in the end, you know, VFX isn't everything. It's a mix of story, of pacing, of dynamic. You know, when I started with Final Attack, I had no idea how to create this massive 3-stage explosion. No idea whatsoever. It was all learning by doing.
So the main thing is passion and patience, really.
Yeah.
We got the 8v80.
All right. My final question for today is, which of your films is your favorite?
Probably
Oh my
Train
god,
to
that
Hell.
is the most difficult question ever.
Sorry.
I guess my favorite film is always the one that I'm currently working on, and that really is true because I've poured my heart and soul into these films, you know, so they're all special to me in their own way. And I hope that you guys, yes, you watching, feel the same about some of them because in the end, that's the only reason why I'm doing this.
Any last words before we wrap this up?
Yes, thank you so much, guys, for 4 years and for being such an awesome community.
Also, a huge thanks from me.
Alright, guys, so that's all and goodbye.